Alright, so I already did this eye off camera just because I wanted to play around with the pigments that I'm using in this video. This look is super simple other than the pigment. Like, I haven't played with pigments like these in a minute, and these specifically, like, I've had them for a while and I'm just now getting around to use them, so it was a little tricky trying to get the hang of what the fuck to do with them. So yeah, this look is super simple, literally 2 colors. This is what I have so far. I'm gonna work off of this, so yeah. I'm gonna start off by priming my eyes. I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpt Concealer, and I'm just gonna apply that to my lid, blend it out evenly. That way my eyeshadows, my pigments lay down evenly. You know the drill. You know the drill. For this look specifically, I'm not going to set that concealer just because I want that first initial shadow that I'm going to put down to pop. Yeah, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. This is just what I'm doing specifically for this look. So I'm going to go in with the Karity 21 Matte Palette. I don't know if I've mentioned this on my channel. This is such a good palette, like a rainbow palette. It has this neon ass pink that I love to use, this yellow which I love. It's just a really good palette, and I believe it's only like $23, so it's not bad at all. This is what I'm gonna go in with. So I'm gonna take the neon pinky shade right here. I'm gonna go in with this very precise brush. This is the Morphe M506 to get directly kind of like stamping it into the crease. You wanna outline that crease like that. So that's the only thing I'm doing initially, just stamping it on, stamping it on, stamping it on. Building this up a lot because I still want it to peek through after I've put down that pigment, which is hella pigmented. And I feel like a brush that's a little bit smaller and more precise like this helps you pack on the eyeshadow a little bit better. It's a more precise application. It distributes a little bit more, like precisely into where you want to put it. So good brush right here. I love this brush. Once that's down to an intensity that you feel is good enough, we can always go back in and add. So yeah, I'm gonna take a Luxie 229, just like a small, it's a fluffy blending brush, but it's not too fluffy, like super fluffy, but still like a rounded blending brush. And you want to just start slowly blending out the edges. And I feel like this is what's the most time consuming in this look, just blending out the edges. So I'm literally just taking it. And then sometimes once you start blending out with this, with the brush, there'll be a little bit of product, so you want to take another. This is a more like fluffy blending brush, and I'm just gonna do the same thing, just diffuse the edges. And you can drag this outward if you want. Whatever you feel like fits your eye shape the most, you want to just blend it out to the eye shape. I kind of like dragging my shadow out a little bit, and I'm gonna clean it up when I do my concealer and stuff, so it's good. So that's pretty much it for the definition of the crease. I can go back in and add more. You know, you get the feel for what you need to add once you start adding other colors. So now I'm gonna go in with my pigment. So these pigments are from Mayo Makeup, and they're just like loose neon pigments. I'm gonna be using this one. They don't have the colors on them, but it's like a neon orange. So yeah. The thing about these pigments is, if you've never used pigments before, they're a little annoying to work with. You have to use a certain brush and you have to use a certain technique, or else they just blend away. Literally, you can't blend them out too much or they'll disappear. But I've kind of like figured out how to mess with them. So I'm taking this Jessup 231 brush, which is like a pointed blending brush, so the point is really going to help me get into that crease, and then since it's like a domed blending brush, it's going to help me blend at the same time. So what I figured out when doing this look is you want to tap where you want that color to be. So you see how intense that is, so you want to tap. Same thing we did with the pink, but a little under. That way you can still see the pink peek through. reason we added that pink was you can go in with this straight orange, which will look a little bit more editorial, but the pink adds a little bit more dimension, and you always want to choose two colors that complement each other. So pink is an easy transition into orange. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. But that's all I'm doing now, is packing the color on. And you always want to tap off. You see all that coming off. And I would definitely recommend using these pigments. If you're that type of person that likes doing their eyeshadow after their base, if you're using these pigments, you're going to have to make an exception, because the amount of fallout you get with these pigments is crazy, which is understandable though, because they're loose pigments. So in order to make the pink and the orange blend, after you've packed it on, you kind of want to like gently, like very, very gently, just start blending. And then if you want to go back with a little bit of that pink, you can. But once you've added the pigment, you want to do everything hella gently. Hella gently. Or else that pigment will disappear. For the small areas like around your eye and maybe like your inner, you just want to take a smaller brush and kind of like pack the product on there. Tap, tap, tap. So I'm gonna leave it like that for now, and then you just want to wipe away all the fallout, because you'll most definitely have fallout. For my face, I'm gonna go ahead and prime with the Black Radiance True Complexion Refining Skin Primer. I found out about this because on set, the girls that I was working with, they were trying out this primer, and the texture of it was so intriguing. So I'm gonna try it out, use it for the next few days, see how I like it. For foundation, I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation. I'm in the shade 210. I've been loving this foundation lately. But after my foundation's on, I'm gonna go on with a little bit of concealer. This is the Becca Aqua Luminous in the shade Fair. I like this concealer because it keeps my skin looking like dewy, and usually when I do looks like this, very editorial and colorful, I like my skin to look wet. But I'm just adding a little bit of that. To add a little bit of warmth back into my face, I'm going to cream contour with my Wet n Wild foundation stick in Almond. Going with a little bit of translucent powder and set under my eyes. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of that powder like directly under my eyes, because I don't know what type of fallout I'm going to be getting while finishing this look. So better safe than sorry, you know what I mean? For the lower lash line, I'm gonna take that small precise brush that I used on my lid, and I'm gonna take that same neon pigment and just pack it as close to the lash line as possible, and connecting it with the top right here. And then I'm gonna take a small little like teeny tiny blending brush, and I'm gonna take that pink and just under that blend it out. To make that orange at the lower lash line pop a little bit more, I'm just going to take some, wet my brush, and add it same place where we put it. This is just going to make the color pop like a little bit more and make it stick. So once that's done, you want to dust the powder away. Taking the Kiko Radiant Fusion Baked Powder. So this is supposed to be like a setting powder. I use 06 as a bronzer, and I love this. This reminds me of those Hourglass ambient lighting powders, I believe. Like the texture, how it lays on the skin. Just gonna go in with a little bit of my Nars Climax mascara. Then for lashes, I'm gonna go in with my Shop Miss Alexis lashes, which remind me of like Ardell Demi Wispies, just like a little longer, like a little bit more dramatic. And in my waterline, I'm gonna go in with this LA Girl Shockwave Neon Liner in yellow. And then I'm just gonna set my face with a little bit of Fix Plus. So to add a little bit more oomph, I'm gonna make my lids look a little bit wet. So I mixed the e.l.f. Jelly Pop face gloss. This is like the clear shimmery one. I mixed it with that same pigment that I used on my eye, and I'm just gonna like lightly tap where I put that orange, but you don't want to go up too high because you still want to see the blend of where that orange is, and be careful not to get it on your lash. And this is optional, of course. Everything is optional. It's up to you. For lips, this is pretty intense, but I feel like it matches. It's monochromatic. Same thing, I mixed the pink. I have a pink pigment, and I'll leave all of these pigments linked down below just in case you want to try them out, with the same e.l.f. Jelly Pop gloss, and I put it on my lips. So yeah, finishing touch, just to add to like this wet look, I'm gonna go in with the Ciate London. This is the dewy stick in Glow. So what this basically is like a translucent highlight. So it's gonna add that glow to make it look like you're wet or sweating. Alright guys, so that's all I have for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it was easy to follow along. If you do recreate it, follow me on Instagram, tag me, that way I can see. I love when you guys recreate and just take inspiration from me. I feel like it was a very simple look. Of course, if this is not your cup of tea, it's very neon, very bright. You can switch out the colors for anything else. It's all up to you. It's all up for interpretation. Let me know what you guys want to see, any video requests, any looks, specific looks you guys want to see. Leave them down below in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. If you made it this far into the video, I talk a lot, so I appreciate you. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye, guys.